Day one, everyone emerges into no man's. That's it. No man's sky. No man's land during a silent artillery lull. Kokichi's already barking orders to a confused squad. Makes sense. Leon and
Yeah.
Ash fortify a crater. Unikitty is singing a war song. Steve Irwin names his trench rat Digger. Alex Mercer silently eliminates two unnamed NPC tributes volunteers.
Awesome.
Quote unquote volunteers. So
Volunteers, yeah.
they
They
weren't
wanted to
even,
die.
they didn't know they got paid to be here. They weren't fucking forced.
Yeah, that's true.
And drags their gear into a hidden bunker. Frank Morrison smashes open a ration crate and declares it his
Yeah.
drone. Megamine explodes a tree, no casualties.
Doesn't Megumin suck at everything?
Except for one thing, and also it fucked up the fucked up the chapters again.
Damn.
I assume this one might help with it. I'm fortunate to I'm fortunate to ask me to continue with the chapters.
I see.
Okay, that works. This works.
Nice.
Day one, arrival. The tributes rise from sunken elevators in a crater of trenches, dazed and already soaked with mud. Artillery booms in distance, only light flickering as lanterns and the cold stars above. Ash, Leon, and Morgan Yu quickly establish a forward listening post in a bombed out bunker. Kokichi claims to have planted mines. He hasn't. Steve Irwin shares food with a rat. He just finds rats.
Yeah.
Rem and Komaru, who trust, uh, tentatively trust him. Alex Mercer vanishes into a collapsed dugout. Blade starts digging his own trench by hand. Megamine
Holy
fires
shit.
her daily blast into the sky for fun. The shockwave knocks Unikitty into a shell crater. She laughs and cries. At 1, Frank Morrison raids supply crates in the front lines, narrowly avoiding Count Olaf disguised as a corpse. Edward Kenway sneaks into Rex's camp to steal rations, but Rex catches him. Instead of fighting, they share a smoke.
Who's
That's
Rex?
bitchin'. Or not Rex from Mass Effect. The red guy, Red
Or
Krogan.
not Rex, yeah.
The Adam and Lore Master build booby traps out of kitchen scraps. Cheetor sprints into sprints trench to trench, mapping the layout like a scout. Chief Bunyard picks off wandering mutant rats one by with the. You made this guy up.
Yeah.
The funny thing is the Native Americans had like an entire ass trial during World War One, by the way.
Yeah.
So this isn't surprising at all.
He was someone I played the siege with against or something. I just wrote his name down.
So during World War One, this is a lore dump. During World War One, Native Americans had like a tradition of I think it was I don't remember which ones, but there's a thing of you could sneak into they're like scouts and raiders
Mm.
specifically, and they would sneak into enemy trenches. And like one of the parts of the game is you need to steal like a couple things. You need to steal like 4 things from enemies without being caught. You need to touch 10 enemies uh, as you stuck by them or while
Yeah.
they were sleeping. You need to successfully perform, I think, like 2 raids, and then you had to do something else. I don't remember the last part, but that's how you become like a trench master, basically. They
Makes
had this
sense.
whole ass tradition. Anyways,
That's crazy. More accurate.
there's no deaths. The wire, the wire screams. The
The
storm
wire.
hits. The trench floods waist deep. Alex Mercer reappears, dragging an unnamed tribute's corpse. Unikitty starts singing children's songs to cope. Kokichi joins in, then screams that a ghost is behind her. Megumin sets her daily explosion off on a cluster of sandbags, and then immediately passes out. Morgan Yu builds a radar device with the atom, but it short circuits. Jack Baker interrogates the corpse for information, and he gets answers, apparently.
Awesome.
Ash and Leon. Uh-oh. This guy's a necromancer, apparently.
Yeah.
Ash and Leon organize a raid on Central Supplies. Night 2, Count Olaf disguises as a nurse and attempts to poison Rem. She stabs him through the throat with a bayonet almost immediately. Frank Morrison finds
That
Lord
makes
Master's
sense.
traps and now missing 2 fingers. Steve Irwin rescues a rat drowning in a puddle. Blade, he's gonna be the rat master at the end of this.
Yeah,
Poor
true.
Ryan Moore.
I can't wait for his rat army.
His Ryan arc.
Yep. Quickly scatter.
Blade duels Rex in silence. They both walk away, bloodied and proud. Citron compresses the air to launch Kokichi into mud.
Yo.
Okay. Something watches from no man's land.
We forgot to do the event. What was the event that we were gonna do?
I just said put in an event between 2 and 4, so it's gonna do its own, I think.
No, make it you have
Not
to do
Vertigo.
math.
Oh, math. I could do math.
You have to do math while nauseous.
I don't want to. I would do that next time. I already so far.
All right, fine.
Sorry. Let's
No,
make it
it's
like a
fine.
school one next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah.
Ash, Leon, and Morgan Yu push deeper into enemy trenches. They find half-eaten supplies, empty bedrolls, and a wall speared with the word "watching" in blood. Kokichi declares he's the one who wrote it.
Oh,
He didn't. Rem and Kamaru fortify a corner in the bunker with Steve Irwin, naming it Hope Post. Steve trains his rats to deliver messages. Oh my god! He trains his rats to deliver messages. Alex stalks the outer trenches, scavenging wire and disregarded gear, quietly building snare traps out of body parts and steel. Rex storms through supply caches and and finds rations and gas masks. He keeps them. Blade finds an injured Cheetor, helps him patch up. Trapped in a room, Cheetor is too proud to say thanks, so he offers chocolate instead. Unikitty is seen decorating a corpse with flowers.
Awesome.
Edward meets Frank Morrison in a collapsed dugout. Neither back down, and they show start smoking. Megumin sets her third explosion inside of a crater to create a water trap for anyone passing through. She knocks herself out in the process. That's her thing. Her mana is directly like tied to like body and like energy. So she specifies.
So she does something and then just immediately passes out.
Yeah, because she fully upgraded explosion magic, so it uses everything out of her. But it's like a fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Not a nuke, but you know it's massive.
An EMP.
No. Chief Bunyard finds her collapse and drags her to nearby trench. A dense fog rolls across the battlefield. Sightlines vanish, footsteps echo. There are no people. Game and Watch begin to move strangely. His form flickers, a distorted bell rings in the fog. Even though he has no bell. What the heck?
Interesting.
Morgan Yu sees her own reflection walking towards her. It vanishes. They start hallucinating.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jack Baker walks into the mist and returns with a bullet wound and a clean suit. No one knows where he got it. He says the general gave it to me. There is no general. Steve Irwin sees a shadow dragging one of his rats into the fog. He follows it. He doesn't come back for an hour. When he returns, he's shaking whispers. There's something out there. Lore Master activates a tripwire trap and something triggers it. But there's no body. Alex Mercer finds Chief Bunyard sleeping. He almost kills him, but stops. Instead, leaves a dead rat in his hands. At dawn,
Interesting.
a canister of mustard gas explodes over no man's land. It drifts in both directions. Rex and Blade both with gas masks, sorry, and the help Hall soon drawn into the cover as he begins wheezing. Kokichi tricks Frank Morrison into checking a gas pocket. It's real. He just okay. Frank
Yeah.
vomits, stumbles into the mud, and is left coughing up blood. Megumin, finally rested, sets her explosion inside of a gas pocket. It disperses the gas but covers her in ash and soot. Ash and Leon spot Alex Mercer but lose him in the smog. Rem and Kamaru hold the line at a hope post until they are overwhelmed by hallucinating rats and whispers. They retreat. Cheetor pushes through the gas, dragging supplies behind him. He loses most of it, but gains a broken radio.
Yippee.
Kenway disappears again. His trench is empty. A single playing card with the word farewell. Okay.
Okay.
Flare shells light the night with like blood red stars. For the first time, the skies sweep fire. Unikitty, glowing the light, recites poetry to the flames. Alex Mercer executes Frank Morrison in the dark with a trench knife.
Damn.
Rem, shaken and cold, finally snaps. She attacks her hallucinated attacker. It was Loremaster. Loremaster bleeds out in a crater. Ash and Morgan Yu sit back to back in a pillbox. And it's talk. That's it. Cheetor gets the broken radio working for 30 seconds. It plays a child's lullaby, then static, then screaming. Jack Baker is seen again, trench coat soaked. The general wants the blood, he says, and walks off. So 4 people died.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 3 died. 1 doesn't count, though, because Alex Mercer killed some random dude.
I see. I thought, wait, didn't Alex Mercer kill Frank Morrison? Didn't Alex Mercer kill Frank Morrison?
Yeah, that guy too. But I said one of them was Alex Mercer killing some random dude.
Oh, okay. So
Day 5, the sky cracks. At dawn, there is no sun. Instead of pitch black sky looms over the battlefield. A silent thrum pulses like the trenches in the trenches like a heartbeat. Guns click but do not fire. Grenades fail to explode. Morgan Yu wakes up to find the walls of her trench scratched with impossible symbols she never saw before. Unikitty stares at the skies and weeps. Where did the stars go?
She's just depressed.
Leon finds Ash silently digging into the mud. She says she's looking for the other them. When asked what this means, she shrugs. Kokichi declares he caused the event and demands everyone refer to him as Master of the Void. Rex responds by shoving his face in the mud. Rem and Kamaru cling to each other, completely mute for the day. Cheetor sprints to every known trench, reporting that he saw something standing on the air. No one believes him, but Steve Irwin does. Blade and the Atom attempt to decipher the symbols appear on the maps. They start glowing. Jack Baker lights a cigarette and mutters, "I've seen worse."
Everyone's smoking.
The humming turns into a bell toll, loud, low, and echoing across every trench. It rings 7 times. On the 7th toll, a beam of black light shoots from the shell crater in No Man's Land.
Whoa. Mr.
Game & Watch begins twitching and glitching as if responding to the chime. He splits into 4 silhouettes and marches into the light. No one sees him again.
Damn.
Megumin clutches her spell scroll, attempts to channel her explosion into light. The energy backfires, and the blasts her across the trench. She survives, but barely. Alex Mercer whispers something in a language he doesn't know. He doesn't remember doing it. Chief Bunyard sees his dead wife. Why does he have the lore now? She tells him to dig deeper. He begins to. The others leave him to it. Edward Kenway is briefly seen hovering in the air, silhouette against him. Then he's gone.
Damn.
What are you laughing at?
I'm thinking about everyone doing math.
The first real shell in days lands in the middle of a central trench. Ash, Leon, and Morgan Yu now solid units reestablish a fortified perimeter. Morgan keeps scribbling symbols she saw during the blackout in her journal. Chief Bunyard, haggard and digging constantly, uncovers a forgotten underground bunker.
Oh shit.
It has some food and a single clean uniform. He refuses to wear it. He hands the food to Rem, and Kamaru says, "This doesn't mean I like you," and walks off. Cheeto finishes assembling. It makes him out to be like a 40-year-old dude, by the way.
I see.
He calls Rem and Kamaru like kids like 4 times.
Yeah.
Cheetor finishes assembling a work shift radio. Why is he just doing this? Blade and yeah, it transmits one message, then catches on fire. Blade and Rex, both injured, agree to hunt down Alex Mercer, whom they call the Ghost. Kokichi, meanwhile, is staging a fake funeral for himself, complete with a eulogy and a coffin made from supply crates.
Of course.
Unikitty attends. Alex Mercer strikes again. He strikes into the far north trench where Rex and Blade camp. Blade springs his own wire trap, catching Mercer in a snare briefly.
Whoa.
A brutal fight erupts. Rex slams Mercer with a shovel. Mercer stabs Blade in the leg and vanishes into a sinkhole. Megamine, who is a mute but alive, begins writing messages on trench walls with charcoal.
Oh, she's lost it.
Unikitty, you can't even say what she wrote, but yeah, she did.
Well, I'm just assuming.
She's writing down he's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Unikitty and Steve Irwin share a moment beneath a tarp watching the stars.
Oh,
For
right,
the
there's
first
something
time
out there. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. You know, maybe the stars just blinked. Maybe they weren't gone. Maybe we blinked. Unikitty nods and cries. Leon, on night watch, sees Jack Baker again. Leon, tell Ash he's already made the shot. It hasn't hit yet. And then Jack leaves.
What?
Jack
that
Baker
mean,
just
man?
shows up completely differently every time. He walks into the woods with his fucking normal ass outfit, or walks into
Here's
the
one
fog,
going on
comes
about
out
the
with
general,
a nice suit.
right?
Yeah, and the general.
Yeah.
He walks back out of the fog with a nice suit and a gunshot wound, talking about the general. Then he walks back into the fog the next day, comes out with a sopping wet trench coat, talks about the general again. He just appears, says something, then leaves.
Then leaves, yeah. It's awesome.
I don't know if I don't think I put down Jack Baker Resident Evil. I'm gonna be completely honest. It could be
okay.
some
He's
random
just
Jack Baker.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
well.
look up Jack Baker real quick. No, it shows him Resident Evil first. I wonder why it's not.
Maybe, I don't know. Probably knows him.
Mr. Game died, Edward died, Lore Master died, Rem is wounded.
Yeah.
Ashley Gunn and Morgan Yu scout the abandoned bunker, only to find the wall painted with one sentence. The game master is dead. We are the game. Leon sees a camera lens that melts right in front of him. Morgan Yu begins hearing static without any radios nearby. Blade is holding his side in pain, collapses near a nest of barbed wire. Rex carries him into his shelter, talking about how fragile humans are. Cheetor watches the perimeter. I know they both laugh at that. Cheetor watches the perimeter while Megamine draws a symbol on the walls. I'm just skipping some of the stupid shit.
Yeah.
Cheetor watches the perimeter while Megamine draws symbols on the wall. She writes, "He's inside! Mercer now!" Then she bites her own hands until it bleeds.
Whoa.
What? Kokichi, broken and sobbing, stumbles upon Chief Bunyard, who wordlessly offers him half a rat sandwich.
How
Kokichi
kind.
Eats it in silence. Steve Irwin, quiet and grim, tells Unikitty there's one animal left to catch. I think I know what it is. He hugs her. Night 8. Alex Mercer returns, body shaking, eyes black. He doesn't speak anymore. He slithers more than he walks. Sorry.
Wait, what? Why?
He slithers more than he walks. I think it's just like the way he moves now.
Alright, he's a snake.
He ambushes Blade and Rex, both exhausted. Rex charges, headbutts him straight through the trench wall, but Mercer's just no longer Mercer. His hands warp into jagged blades. He could always do that. Blade impales Mercer, but Mercer spears him back. Both collapse, bleeding out. Rex dies on top of them.
They all die?
Yeah.
Damn.
Megumin screams without sound. She draws one last final explosion symbol and lights it. The blast levels the trench. She is incinerated, so is the body of Mercer and everything within 30 feet.
Dang.
Okay. She
That
just did it
checks
for
out.
no reason.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she's been doing the entire time, is just random explosions.
Leon, running towards the smoke, hears something whisper behind him. He turns. It's Jack Baker standing there one last time. It's not the Hunger Games anymore, son. It's the Purge. Don't die now. He even disappears.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Jack Baker, what are your words of wisdoms?
It's the Purge, son.
Ash, Leon, Morgan, Yu, Cheetor, Unikitty, and Kokichi, Steve, Irwin, and Chief Bunyard remain. Cheetor is limping. The radiation from Mercer's body burned through the part of his leg plating. Oh, what the heck? Morgan is now muttering equations to herself even mid-combat. Leon checks on her and finds a notebook filled with nonsense spirals. Black suns, do not let it win. Ash sharpens her knife. Kokichi hugs Steve Irwin, then walks off alone, humming. He says, want to see the stars one more time? He then steps into a shell crater filled with quicksand and mud and sinks.
Kokichi?
Yeah.
Damn. Tragic way to go.
Steve salutes the crater, saying he lied up until the end and walked off.
Yep, that checks out.
Unikitty, now fully feral, takes out a knife and stares at Chief Bunyard for 10 minutes, then gives it to him. Leon and Ash argue about whether or not they should kill the others.
Oh.
Oh, it's fourth wall breaking.
Lame.
You not guess who?
Is it,
It's Jack Baker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The final 8 to Ash, Leon, Morgan Yu, or Ash, tactical, hardened, losing her grip on empathy. Leon, moral, exhausted, clinging to humanity. Morgan Yu, brilliant, disturbed, haunted by symbols. Steve Irwin, gentle, resilient, a symbol of impossible kindness. Chief Bunyard, dry, pragmatic, resistant, resigned to humor, or resigned to horror. Sorry. Unikitty, emotionally shattered, but sharp and aware. Cheetor, damaged, clever, limping, but fast as ever. Jack Baker, wait. Jack Barker walks calmly into the trenches again and says, the story doesn't end until someone writes it, and then vanishes.
Alright. Classic
Ash
Jack
hears
Baker.
classic hymn.
Yeah.
You should appear through walls next time, loser.
True.
Ash hears a voice in the trench that it isn't from a speaker. And it whispers, only one leaves, not alive, just leaves. She doesn't tell anyone. Leon finds Morgan Yu trying to dig down deep into the old trenches. She says, if I reach the core, I can reset it. Leon, it just says, that's just mud, and she breaks down sobbing.
Oh, man.
Where's everybody gone? Bingo? Cheetor bandaged with cloth finds melted remains of his radio. Why is he?
Of course.
He uses the scraps to make a mirror and he gives it to Unikitty. He looks at a mud-covered reflection. Steve Irwin finds a dying tree growing in the crater. He places his last wrap beside it and he says, "You're in charge now," and walks off humming.
Sick.
Chief Bunyard sharpens his knife Unikitty gave him. Night 10. Around the burnt-out crater, all 7 survivors find each other. No one speaks of it. They just know where to go. Ash raises her knife. Leon lowers his gun. Steve puts a hand on their shoulders. Morgan Yu offers an idea. What if no one? Oh, this sucks.
Oh my god. They need to kill each other.
All of them. Okay. Let me read
One
this.
survivor.
John Connor's no anthem. The trench begins to fold inward. The wall slumping as if exulting. The final voice, old broken, comes from the PDA. Contestant complete. Experiment unstable. Protocol Zeta-9 activated. Please reset. The arena begins to collapse. Cheeto, knowing his speed is useless now, hands his dog tags to Leon. Morgan hugs Ash. Unikitty and Steve Irwin are the last seen walking into the collapsing trenches together. They all die. No
Oh,
one wins.
that's lame. Redo it.
I'm gonna have one win.
Yeah.
Ash, Leon, Steve, Morgan, Chief, Bunyard, Unikitty, and Cheetor all keep a distance. No one speaks. But then the trench collapses near Leon. A blast unannounced, kills Morgan Yu instantly, shrapnel piercing her spine. She doesn't scream, just crumbles. Ash rushes to help, but Chief Bunyard pulls her back. Leon looks down at Morgan's body, hands clenched. Something breaks.
He's pissed.
Cheetor's silhouette disappears as soon as the sun sets. He's gone, silent, faster than sound, a blur in the wire. He reappears above Steve Irwin, knife raised, but Steve Irwin catches him. You don't have to. Cheetor hesitates. Ash fires. One shot hits Cheetor square in the chest. He dies.
Yo.
Unikitty is found mourning curled found that morning curled beneath a tarp having an overdose on morphine.
Wow.
That's bitchin'. Let me tell you, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Leon confronts Ash, saying that she shouldn't have killed Cheetor. She draws her weapon, and they fight. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Mud, fist, knives. Ash wins, but barely. She slits Leon's throats and collapses beside him.
Dang.
Steve and Chief and Bunyard watch from a distance. Chief Bunyard wins, but sorry, I don't know why I read that
Spoilers.
before everything else.
Yeah.
In the dark, Steve Irwin and Chief Bunyard sit beside a lantern, sharing water. And they start talking about their families. Steve places something on his hand, a morphine dose.
Okay.
Yeah, and Steve kills himself. Morphine.
And Unikitty also killed herself.
Yeah, they
So
found
that's
you,
just-
and he just completely like overdosed. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think Steve's death was more impactful because it was literally just like, all right, my last conversation. I don't want to win.
Yep. I'm just gonna do. That's crazy. Fucking
Send him
Chief
to Hoth.
Bunyard. Send him to Hoth.